So the Immutable X token sale has raised over $12.5 million, and they did this in under an hour. So Immutable has made headlines previously for being the first layer 2 protocol for NFTs on Ethereum, and they claim to be the first 100% carbon neutral NFT marketplace. Now, their aim with raising this money, they also recently raised a Series B, is to become Ethereum's Stripe for NFTs, allowing for gas-free NFT minting and trading. So I'm going to toss this over to Zach. What do you make of this token sale? Do you think Immutable can achieve that goal of becoming Stripe for NFTs?
I don't know about no goals, but I know the token sales. People love the token sales. They get these new tokens, shiny little tokens. They have them. They have early access to this project. Whether or not it achieves its goals sometimes is almost a bit irrelevant. But I always think these CoinList sales are actually really good sort of market signal, right? Like we've seen, I think Mina had a CoinList token sale, like Rally had a CoinList token sale. CoinList is kind of becoming this sort of like trusted token sale curator for accredited investors here and other investors abroad. And it's really interesting to me to see these numbers continue to grow and for the number of participants to continue to grow, showing that people really think that some of these new projects are going to have legs over the medium to long term, which is really what it's all about. So, the power of the FOMO remains strong in crypto. And I think, when you have someone ostensibly sort of vetting and curating the token sales in the world, people tend to flock to that site, figure out a way to make it happen. And if they're lucky enough to, luck out on the randomized list or whatever, then they have access to the upside of this project that, prominent venture funds have already, aped into. So interesting to see this stuff because it does say that, hey, the appetite for these tokens is still quite large, still quite rabid. So that's what these stories say to me. But I'll toss it to Will. I mean, he's a known token basher. What do you think?
I will bash this token as well.
And NFT basher.
There it goes.
No, but look at this. This is like a word salad for PR firms. The NFT, like the stripe of NFTs, it's just like so ridiculous. Like I also have questions about this green processing. So I don't know anything about Immutable X, but there's been a ton of firms over this last year trying to address the greenwashing problems we're having with all of cryptocurrency itself by saying that they are 100% renewable or they're 100% green in some sort of way. Often they're just buying carbon credits from other firms in order to offset their uses of electricity. And I'm wondering what Immutable X is doing, because if they're a layer 2 on top of Ethereum, well, then they're anchored to Ethereum, and so they're using all the energy that Ethereum uses to secure its blockchain. So that just seems like more PR spin to me. Again, I don't know anything about Immutable X, so I'll give that disclosure there. But there's just like some red flags for me on this token drop. Jen, maybe you can clear this up for me.
Yeah, I had that same question. I don't know that I can completely clear up how they are 100% carbon neutral, but I can give you a little background on the company. They used to be known as Fuel Games, and they solely operated in NFT gaming, and they've kind of pivoted to being, they've pivoted to like now, how can I describe this? To wanting to, They've now I actually can't describe where they've pivoted. I have no words. I'm like, how have they pivoted? Because they're still operating in the NFT gaming space, so they haven't really pivoted. They've just changed their name.
It doesn't make sense. You can't claim to be a cryptocurrency that's 100% renewable or green, because at some level you're using like electronic waste if you're a staking protocol, or if you're a proof of work blockchain, you're using tremendous amounts of energy to secure it. So that tagline always just screams to me. I don't know about the NFT side. I'm a known NFT hater, I guess. Apparently, I don't hate all of them, but I'll just leave it there. I'll leave it there.
Sure.
To your point, Will, I mean, the story was filled with a bunch of PR language, right? They hit that carbon neutral point. They're talking about NFTs. They've raised this large amount of money and they want to be the Stripe for NFTs on their layer 2 solution. So I don't know. We'll see what happens next. Naomi, do you have any closing thoughts on this story?
I mean, one thing I will say to give them some credit, if they do have a gas-free NFT minting and trading platform, that's kind of a big deal in an ecosystem where it's so expensive on Ethereum to participate in NFTs, right? When people are spending more money a lot of the time and actually just making the transaction than on the NFT itself. I think, like, I remember, Jen, you created an NFT months and months and months ago. And I was like, oh, it's super cheap. I'll totally buy it. And then I was like, oh,
It was
it's like
$30
$30 for me to do that on top of the price of the NFT, which was nothing. So that is a big deal. If they can be the Stripe for NFTs, I mean, I agree. That's just a big PR, buzzword salad there with a Stripe for NFTs. But if they can just bring down the costs, that could be the next avenue for NFT businesses to start to capture more value and more market share. There are a lot of smart and big companies who are investing in this: Bitcraft Venture, King Rival Capital, Almeida Research, Galaxy Interactive, Process Ventures. So a lot of people are diving into this. We'll see what happens. But definitely, if they're innovating in the NFT space, which doesn't seem to be going away, no matter how much Will apparently hates it, then innovation is always good. So we'll see how that improves it.